Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back. Another one of our Bears franchise videos. I do want to point out that the Browns are still the only undefeated team in the league, 13-0. 3 games left for a perfect season, then it's the march to the playoffs for them. Let's see if they can actually get through. We have Darnell Hunter this week against the Vikes. Give up 2 or fewer sacks. We'll try that one, but it didn't work very well in the first time, and I'm not sure how it's going to work this next time. We are going to be looking at safety. But Gibson's playing well for us, so
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
let's go, baby.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. And this carries into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The Vikings ready to go to work, led out by their quarterback in his third year wearing purple, ninth year.
All right, Cousins.
In the NFL, a Pro Bowler in Kirk Cousins.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. Open here.
Quick tackle there
The reception
by,
for 7.
was that Phil Dora there?
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side.
Phil Dora's going to check in again.
Last week,
The
they
slot.
really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice,
That's thrown away.
about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated.
Okay, can we protect the football?
They'll score that a 36-yard punt. So here now,
All right,
the Bears
Fields.
offense for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an
And a
interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And now he's going to use his legs.
The quarterback on the scramble. A gain of 19 yards.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
Hit as he threw it.
Off at the 39. He's had a
Pat
fantastic
Pete.
rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't
Wow.
we? I mean, with the year he's had,
Got absolutely
easier
clobbered
for
there.
he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 16 carries, 74 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity, because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
Brings up fourth down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
Play good, but I'm not sure if he can kick this.
This is a 49-yard attempt. Right hash. And it is.
He does got it.
Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
They'll run for the first time with Tariq Cohen. And they
Not getting through that.
Defensively, as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 45-yard line.
2nd and 11. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. They'll get 9.
Cohen's going to check in. We're going to see if we can get this. Run the football.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen.
Tariq Cohen, the ball carrier, taken down at the 41.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off.
Get Damian Williams check in here.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. The first carry now. This is Williams. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. DJ Waddle brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly.
I can make this.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
A 57-yard attempt.
And this is
Ooh.
good. From 57
Close.
yards out. That was bombs away right there.
I could probably hit one for about 60 before I'm stressing.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Ball carrier.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move him off the line of scrimmage. advantage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there. The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available.
Man coverage.
Put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill.
And there it is, Hicks in the backfield.
Executed crossing route. And this time they
Gee,
were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before
Force
he can get back
Cousins
the
to throw
line
the
of
football, and
scrimmage.
eventually he'll make a mistake.
7-yard line.
Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins setting up the
There's
screen for
Roquan.
Cook. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll go as a loss of 5.
We didn't have a choice.
Face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing, Cousins.
That's his, he throws. That's going to be Edwards with pressure back
He was throwing it.
from injury.
Prior to the game, their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
On is the punt team. Now is this one sent away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed, but as we know and often happens, this is all...
And Tariq Cohen!
Complete. 30. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, 77 yards. And the Bears have taken the lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team
Let's
leads
go.
the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all
It's the
season.
first time we get that matchup.
Another example, they did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you
And
can
we're able to
raise
hit Cohen deep.
towards being a head coach.
We've
He's
tried
advanced
that
in the ways of offense.
time and time again, and it's never open, and finally we get one. A good mismatch.
Now after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
Typically it's 3 deep man coverage, and he is covered.
This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going
Come on,
forward.
Hicks.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team.
Got a tie ball game between the Giants and the Browns.
– 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports.
Vikings 3.
Go man coverage, man coverage.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Cousins.
Nowhere to go with the football.
And this will be incomplete.
Cousins pass incomplete.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's
That's a Graham in coverage.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches.
And that's Graham on coverage and Johnson ran a great route there out of his cut.
First, the chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Cook. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets them down to about the 4-yard line. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons.
And he will score. Touchdown.
We guessed, and will.
From 4 yards out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
So do I.
You would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That's a great route by Newsome.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Out of the gun, running with Cohen.
This should be Barr with the stop, but that's a great run.
Good yardage there.
Monty's now going to check in.
Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock.
And that's a big hit by Harrison Smith.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he finds his
Jimmy
tight
Graham.
end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10. That catch in his career is number 662, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, who was a wide receiver at Alabama before he transitioned in the NFL.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never
Not I could do there.
Fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
It's Allen Robinson in space in the zone now.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here, 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to Mooney.
Oh, picks up Mooney.
They'll get this down to the 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams.
And
he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd and goal,
there's Cohen. Do a little read option. Little RPO.
Tariq Cohen, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bears have broken the tie. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod. And
Not going anywhere. Quinn in the backfield.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take
Come on,
it.
guys.
Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now Cousins.
And he dropped it. Jalen knocked out of his hands.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Now this
First down to Newsom.
And they'll get this well past midfield before
Stepping up in the pocket to deliver that.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Back to throw again.
That's a good play.
Incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the
Throw it
proper
away.
direction.
And that'll be
He's open, but I'd rather just throw it away there.
back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he
Stay
does
in
not
bounds.
get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Take the points, make it a 10-point game.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And this carries into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go.
That's up the middle. That's going to be Mario Edwards.
Down, a bear sack. Now the Vikings
The man
use the
doing
second
work.
of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their...
For a second, I forgot how to do a timeout. I was like, why isn't it working?
46 seconds remaining in the first half. The Vikings
A little bit different on PS5
as the drive
than
goes
Xbox,
backward,
obviously.
so he's on to punt it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He only has a single solo carry, 1. Numero uno, second quarter. They need to get in the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only 1 carry kind of takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to declare what you should do the rest of the game. Give him the ball some more and find out.
Will they incorporate him? We'll find out. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
I probably should have taken a timeout. What am I doing here?
First down.
Pick up on the play. First down, Chicago.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
There it is.
A 40-yard attempt from the left hash.
13-point game. Let's go.
Reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on. And now due to apparent time constraints,
And we get the ball back.
of the second half.
We could definitely put this game out of reach.
Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
First down.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he's going to get a
Let's
solid
go.
gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Taken down at the 40.
That was a good forceful run.
Little end
and
around.
it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well. And we saw in that play.
Wow, that broke
right
down.
through those attempted plays.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces.
Gonna do a little razzle dazzle, and the game's like, nah, bro.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
A move by Newsome to get the first down on
Brought down,
Harrison
but the
Smith.
juke, the very nice juke gives him the first down yardage there. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I
Yep.
thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
Good run up
He
the
gets
middle by
this to the
Monty.
35, good for a gain of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially.
And that's off the hands
And he
of
almost
the defender.
had it defensively. Could have been a game changer.
That was just a
there in
bad
the second
read,
half. Instead,
completely.
it's third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and that's caught by
He
Komet.
rifled that in,
He will
Komet.
have
It
the
probably
Bears'
should have been
first
picked.
down as they're able to get the third down conversion. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
Tariq Cohen gets in there, first down. Oh, that's a touchdown, actually. Wow. Just how much I'm tired right now recording this because I can't sleep. But that's a big one there.
Strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be
Let's
caught.
go.
It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here, because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
Tonga.
Because we all know
Doing work.
everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
Again, it's Cook.
Big hit there by Gibson.
Following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before...
Cook is just too fast for Trevathan.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able
And that's going to be Hicks with the penetration.
to take it away.
2 yards the loss, second and
Let's
12.
go.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now a dump off here complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Pass thrown to the sideline and
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
That's going to be picked.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return just out across the 15. To
It's
the
his, he
60-yard
throws.
line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up third down. They'll start with the option.
Come on, you got...
Complete.
Ah,
Almost picked
that's
off.
probably a
That's
bad
what you
decision.
expect your roaming free safety to come up with.
I was not expecting him to drop down that fast.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited.
And there
about
is
your
Fields,
play,
first down.
And they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool. When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do?
Oh,
Protects
wow.
himself by sliding and avoiding the big
Earl
hit.
Thomas.
Double plus, big time play.
Earl Thomas in on the stop. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run. Montgomery.
Montgomery, first down.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And look at that upset.
Here because they're
We're going to see the Browns
at their pace. This is
lose their first game.
sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do,
Dude, nowhere to go with that.
And they get there for the sack.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
We're gonna run.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know,
Montgomery's got a first down.
Run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
They've stopped him in his tracks. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this
First down there.
he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Evades him at the 10, and he'll be out of bounds.
Trying to get away from Pat Pete there.
Shy of the 5. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Going in the end zone.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And this is a destruction.
Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
Now this offense about ready to take over again. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
Going deep.
Jefferson downfield. And that is incomplete.
Forced them out of bounds.
Took a shot there on first down, but he
That's one thing they got to fix in the next Madden is that has to be thrown inbounds to make a play on the football. And the AI does too many passes like that go nowhere. Like, that makes sense. No one's open. If you're going to take a shot, take a shot. Don't throw it out of bounds.
That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage?
That was almost picked by Eddie Jackson again.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. An 18-yard
I'll take that.
touchdown run. And the Bears add on. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week.
We struggled in running the football against the Vikings. We committed a lot of turnovers. I think we've managed this game pretty well.
The collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
This carries into the end zone.
I think if anything, they would have had one, maybe two turnovers. You haven't made any dumb mistakes, really, other than that. And then a couple.
Gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do.
And Kirk Cousins just... The anger in the stands is real.
Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain. So
And Cook gets hung up there by Quinn.
The Vikings on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10.
And that's picked off by Jalen Johnson.
This is intercepted. Picked off by the rookie, Jalen Johnson. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
2 yards.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
12 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It was Anthony Barr that time who got in there and made the play. 2nd and 14. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a great return as they're finally able to take it down. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball,
that's knocked away.
They'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And that's complete to KJ Osborne. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd.
He passes 5,000 yards there in his career.
First down. Again, it's Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 yards the pickup there. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. And incomplete.
Nowhere to go.
Pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution. At this point in the game, they've got to
the anger on the sideline.
They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Bears on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. They're looking at third and a few inches. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He'll have a first down. Pass
Stay in bounds.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the
All
first
right.
down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Run the rest of this clock
Just 2
out.
minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
All right, we can wind it down here.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Get the extra couple of yards.
The idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game, that means they're really counting on
All right,
offensive line.
and that'll end your game there.
Taking care of the football.
This is what should have happened in Chicago the first game against the Vikings, but we committed 4 turnovers in that game by Fields alone, and interceptions, and, well, we only won by 3 or 7, one of the two.
About themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with
We
them.
struggled running the ball against some teams. We struggled the first time with this one, but
That's called being in the zone.
we figured it out. Kirk Cousins not doing much. It's Kirk Cousins. 324 in the air, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 109 for Montgomery, 2 touchdowns for Cohen. Fields with a touchdown.
And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew.
Played well. All right, the showdown we've been waiting for. Fields versus Lawrence. It's time. Let's look at the Jags roster here. Of course, Trevor Lawrence, 79 overall rookie out of Clemson. Guy is doing work right now. Gardner Minshew behind him, CJ Beathard, James Robinson, technically in his second year. And there's ET behind him. Pretty good duo there. Stephen Sullivan, DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, LaVisca Chenault, Jamal Agnew, Will Disley, Luke Farrell. Oh, they drafted Luke Farrell as well. Okay. Russell Okung, Walker Little, Andrew Norwell, Brandon Linder, AJ Cann, Mitchell Schwartz. I think that's the guy they drafted this year at Stanford. Josh Allen, Dwayne Schmoot, Kilovon Chazen, Malcolm Brown, Lorenzo Fatakasi, Dorian O'Daniel, Leon Jacobs, Joe Schobert, Dylan Moses, Miles Jack, Shaquille Griffin, who they brought over. This is a great signing. I did not know they did this signing or trade. This is a great one. Sidney Jones, Tyson Campbell, C.A. Henderson, Rod Wilson, Andre Sisco, Rayshawn Jenkins, Daniel Thomas, Josh Lambo, Matt Bosher. And that will be your Week 16 preview. Let's see, did they actually get knocked off today? In this episode, they did. So the Browns lost their first game against the Giants. The streak is done. There's no more teams that are there. We're 10-4. Patriots 12-2. Chiefs are 11-3. So we're hunting for the 1 seed. Falcons aren't too far behind us. Same thing with the Seahawks and Cowboys. So division leaders are only a game behind us. So if we win this one and they lose any of those, we will clinch the first seed if all 3 lose and we win. So otherwise, if we win out, we are the 1 seed. We weren't the 1 seed last week. The Cowboys were, so the Cowboys had the tiebreaker over us. But all the teams ahead of us actually lost. So that is a big one. Cowboys are starting to falter. So thank y'all for joining me, guys. Don't forget to leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Later.